Third time, we're almost ready for Spurs against Arsenal. Reminder of the incentive for Arsenal to go 8 points clear of Manchester City, having played the same number of games. And you can see, after the wins for Newcastle and Manchester United this weekend, the importance for Spurs as well in terms of that gap between themselves and the top four. Spurs with the opportunity to reduce it to 2. A reminder of the team news, straightforward for Arsenal. Again, 14 changes all season. That is all for Mikel Arteta. They are unchanged again. Emile Smith-Rowe back amongst the Premier League substitutes. For Spurs, Ryan Sessegnon is in, Kulusevski as well, and a full Premier League debut for the 20-year-old Senegal international Pape Sarr. Right, the manager's thoughts ahead of this one, beginning with Antonio. North of the capital, this is the day that matters. It is the leaders against 5th. It is Spurs against Arsenal. It is an opportunity for the leaders to go 8 clear of Manchester City, or 5 minutes for Arsenal then in the North London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1 up inside 14 minutes, but Hugo Lloris had a mistake just before that, actually, which Eddie Nketiah could have profited from.
Yeah, he's got that in him, Hugo Lloris. He does that from out of nowhere. You're thinking like, he's just got to get that out and then bam, that's got to go. That helps you. That gives you confidence. That puts you on the front foot when they start that nervily. I think he's got volleyed that there, Berber. Yeah. I think, he's waited, he's on his weak foot. From where it is there, Steve, the way it comes back over Eddie's head, he's got a better chance of getting more power and more direction on this in the air now, going and hitting that, than waiting for them to get the guys on the line and stuff like that. But that was a signal. That was a signal of what Arsenal were going to do.
How did this go in, Bo?
The result, you mean?
How did this goal go in?
This goal, it's a clear mistake from Hugo Lloris. It's a clear mistake. I mean, it's you need to wake up. And the first signal was what we just saw. The first situation where he was a bit insecure. And this you try to explore it.
That's the see with him there. Once Thomas Partey's got
this you try to explore it.
That's the see with him there. Once Thomas Partey's got so much space, the line's too high, and that's what Saka's doing all day. He's doing all just turn and spin in there. I cannot believe Sessegnon's not going to stop him. He hasn't done anything to stop him or slow him up. I think there's a little deflection on it, Berber, when we look.
But you know why he's not attacking? Because he's inside probably the penalty box.
Yes.
So maybe he's a bit afraid because Saka is...
At least though, Burbs, he's got to get closer to him and let him beat him. This is so easy. Gets a little deflection, then obviously Lloris, he lets it in. But I think that's the way Arsenal started. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. The way Arsenal started is exactly how we knew they would start. Yeah. And they're putting them under pressure and they're keeping them under pressure.
Yeah, Spurs still sleeping.
And the second goal actually came originally from Lloris's goal kick. Came straight back to them.
Well, which I don't understand this type of kicks. There is no point to this. You're just kicking the ball and you hope for what? And then all the players are out of the position. Yes. You're going to speak about that. And then when the ball comes to Odegaard here, you know who you need to block because Odegaard have a good shot. So you need to be closer to the players who knows that can hurt you.
But you see Sessegnon, where's he going? It's like you say, Berber, there's no benefit for him going that far up. And now he's left his centre-half isolated with someone running at him. You look at with Saka running at him, you look at Odegaard, no one picks him up, everybody's dropping back, everybody's going into the box. So they're saying, okay, go and shoot. And he does shoot, and bam.
But you don't let players like that shoot. You can leave a right back to shoot, for example. Yes. All right, you don't leave the star man, the captain, with the left foot to shoot from position like this. Actually, here you cannot blame Hugo Lloris. It was a nice shot.
It was a good shot.
But you need to block players from that position with the quality that he's possessed, not to shoot.
I mean, Tottenham had all kinds of problems, but as you've alluded to, the main area down off
with the left fullback going up is crazy. It's crazy tactics because what's happening is Saka's playing very well. We're winning the ball back. You're winning it back here, and then. Now Arsenal really into that. They're challenging, they're winning second balls, they're going for everything, and now you're straight into Tottenham's defensive line, and this is unlucky. Just haven't got enough bodies in there maybe. He couldn't quite pick someone out. But again, you got Arsenal in there just keeping them in there. The pressure. Look at the pressure again. It's got to challenge him. Got to challenge him. Great effort. Oh, it's so great to watch. But this is amazing. Bang!
Oh my God, this was going to be goal of the season probably.
I think it came off his shin. How'd you get that much power off your shin?
Well, it pains me to admit it, but Arsenal is 2-0 up deservedly, and if Spurs doesn't wake up the second half like we spoke before, they can come back. They can come back. They have some good chances as well. Yeah. We didn't say about that. They have some good chances through Son and Harry Kane. They are still dangerous. If Arsenal score one more though, maybe then it's a finish. But it's still not yet the end for Spurs if they can manage to score one goal from the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Tell us about the decision as well to give the first ever Premier League start to Pape Sarr in a North London derby.
Yeah, but it's a player that it's a young player, a good prospect, and he deserved to have this chance, and especially because Betancourt is not still ready, and but is very close to recover. And then you know about Bissouma, and the last game he didn't play the last moment for a problem in his ankle, and he continued this week to have a pain, and then Pape Sarr deserved to have this chance. Then we speak about young player, the importance of about young player, but at the same time you have to give them the possibility, especially if they deserve to have this chance to play an important game.
Might you have to adapt your game today? Is there a clash of styles in that Tottenham like to play on the counter-attack? You're very much on the front foot.
It is always, every team has its own style, and every team wants to train their strength and expose the weakness of the opponent, and I'm sure both teams will try to do that today.
Not just because of recent events, but also because of what happened in this game last time round. How much is discipline important for your side today?
Very important. In every derby, that's a key element, especially you saw that both teams play with one man down in the last two matches, and that has a big influence in the match, so that will be crucial.
You don't need extra motivation going into this game, but have you got it by the fact that the team below you yesterday lost?
We won it a lot. That's what I can say. We really won it. We prepared well, and now we have to show on the pitch.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
He was the Arsenal captain the last time that Arsenal won away at Spurs in the derby back in 2014. Righty, we were talking about Graham Potter making 60 Premier League changes earlier on after the Chelsea game. Mikel Arteta the fewest, only 14, unchanged again. How important has that consistency been and will be again today?
Well, I think it's been very important. It's an indictment to how well they've done and how they've gelled, and they've been fortunate with injuries. Obviously, yes, we've lost with Jesus, but the way they've been playing with the same players is got them where they are today, and he's sticking with them. And what he's letting people know as well, Emile Smith-Rowe and people, is that yes, you can break yourself into this team, but you know what I mean. If it's going to be tough, and if you do get in, you've got a very good chance of keeping the shirt. I think they're very confident going into the game. I think one of the worries for me will be Kulusevski, simply because when Zinchenko comes inside to do that midfield role, what he does, depending on the fact that Tottenham can move the ball quick enough and get it across to him, and Zinchenko being inside, that could be a problem for us. But at the same time, they will know that we'll try and start fast. We know that Tottenham score goals in the second half, so it's very, very finely poised.
We heard Antonio Conte talking about Pape Sarr, 20 years of age, full Premier League debut in the derby. What a big afternoon for this young man.
It is, but at the same time, he's not playing alone on the pitch. He's surrounded by another 10 players, so he's going to have the support he needs. And in all honesty, if Conte decide to give a chance to 20 years old, it's because he earned it in a way. How? Probably through training methods. The way, because I was under the Italian influence when Ranieri was my coach, and I know they're impressed by work ethic, hard work ethic. So probably he deserves it the way he trained during the week. And now he have a chance to prove himself. It's not going to be easy, of course, but I think he's gonna manage to do it. But I would like to see Spurs not wake up the second half. I would like to see them start on the front foot from the first minute of the game, and not chase the game for once. Go there. We know what we're going to see. Arsenal controlling the ball probably, pass, looking for the space, and then eventually trying to go for the goal. And Spurs maybe more of a counter-attack football, which I don't like much of the time, but this is the way Italians like to play, more defensively.
I just feel like it's a game that Arsenal know how important it is this week. The games they've got this week, this Tottenham game, which is a massive derby. You don't know what's going to happen simply because of the enormity of the game for both clubs. But then you've got Manchester United next week. And this is a defining week, I think, for Arsenal in their real credentials. You come out of this week with 4, and you're still 5 points clear, then people have to take you seriously, whether they want to or not, simply because you've proven that you are ready to go. But these two teams that are coming up are teams that you have to beat, and they're tough teams and tough games. So it's going to be a good test. it's going to be a very good test for the Arsenal mentality. We'll see where they are.
Arsenal have taken